Does it work?
It works.
Fantastic. And I can see right through your hat, Bill, too.
Yeah, it's green.
Well, there's that too. Okay. Okay. You got a liver spot. Yep. Probably gonna die.
Liver spot?
Yeah, maybe. Is that what that is? It's just freckles.
Oh, like Mr. Burns.
Yeah, maybe. Uh yeah, so we got people watching.
We do. Maybe it came from Matt's YouTube.
Dave,
David, did
we
you get
got
my
news for
text
you.
message?
No, he probably doesn't check his notifications.
He didn't. Look at your messenger. Man, being busy is great and all, but I don't get to see you guys much.
Well, that's all right. We made something just for you because you fill out customers' warranty cards and we thought we'd make it easy for you. So Alex sent you a message telling you about it. And now you have an account. You can log in and start doing your customers' warranties like like digitally. And then they don't have to send me the paper stuff. Actually, this customer emailed it, but yeah, starting to build up a stack of paper warranty cards, and I don't know what to do with them all. So, yeah, when you do it digitally, then you don't have to deal with the paper warranty cards, and the customer doesn't have to deal with it. Now, the customer, have you been on to see the demo of it? Because, like, as soon as you submit it, your customer will get an email with their warranty card in it, and it'll also give you confirmation that the warranty was successfully submitted with a button to um, actually print the warranty, and it'll open up an actual printable form so that you can print it for them if you wanted to. But I know that's not your style because you probably don't run around with a printer. But that's okay because it emails it to them and it submits it into the database automatically for us. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's magical. Yeah, our tent shop had the same problem. Customers, a lot of customers, they don't believe you. They're like, "No, I need to it says right here I can send it in." So they do.
They're probably so excited about their amazing tent job that they have a million things running through their head and they're going, uh-huh, and they're not actually listening to you. They're just thinking about how cool they are because they have tent now.
Yeah, and that's how, customers hear almost nothing that you say. So,
Oh, speaking of people, Martin Cisco made some big moves. He's moving up in the world.
yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Oh, it says I'm not allowed to view this. That is freaking rude.
What's up, Rick Tommen? Tommen, I'm aspiring to be you. And what I mean by that is I have been going on Zillow looking at properties in Colorado for this cheap. And I'm going to buy me a bunch of sheds and I'm going to put them together. And then that's going to be my spot. Watching while driving, that is very safe. Dude. I'm excited.
Interesting. All right, so I went into the email and I just clicked the link to download the PDF for the warranty form, and it didn't let me view it. It said I wasn't allowed to view it. And then I opened up another window and I logged in and then refreshed it and it allowed me to view it. So I have to figure out is
Does that mean the end consumer needs an account to view it?
I don't know.
That's
So
not.
yeah, we got a new test to run. I have not heard any negative feedback, but yeah, we should probably figure that out. And if that's the case, it's got to be
Well,
an
our
easy.
film is really good, so there shouldn't really be a need to view the warranty card. But
Yeah, just take our word for it. It is there. Um, so yeah, let me let's go ahead and I'm gonna just make a new warranty. Just because I want to verify that. Now I'll open up my other browser.
sounds like some big moves, Rick.
What's big moves?
Thomas says he's purchased 10K in WFR stuff in the last couple of days. He's bought 157 trophies and awards, 6 steamers for the PPF comp, 10 new battery chargers for the cars, and lights and chargers for the judges. Find
Okay,
out.
it worked. I just went and searched an old link in the email. I'm not sure why it didn't work, but I'm not logged in this browser and it worked. Just verify I'm not logged in, but I shouldn't be. Nope, I am not logged in. Good. All right, so
Yeah, Martin Cisco. So you do have an account. You would want to go to helioswindowfilm.com, or you might have actually received an email with
yeah, you should have an email from Helios Window Film.
it's going to ask you to reset your password, and when you do that, it lets you set up your account info for that Helios window film page.
It'll actually ask him to set a password. I went through a lot of work to make that all like OEM style. Like you just got a new account, come set your password. So that's kind of important because I mean, I think you can go in and do the lost password thing, or actually, yeah, no, I think I stopped short because I ran out of time. So it is just gonna, he's still gonna have to click lost your password and then put your email in there and then it'll, or will it? No, I don't know. Now I got to remember, I did so much in so short a time with that I don't remember how it works.
We have 54 members Ow.
It's growing quietly. But yeah, so it's nice, and you can do it on your phone also, which I don't know how much testing we did on our phone to see if to see how that
And so far, 10 Squad is still the only person using it.
well, that's okay. Funny thing, is people buy Helios window film and then they get an email from Helios window film and they just ignore it. When we send out a mass email, we send out like, I don't know, 4 or 5,000 emails all in one shot, and like 200 of them get opened. It's, I mean, less than it's terrible, but that's what we are like. But so I will show you, Dave and Martin. This is what your customer will see when they open their email. Let me zoom in on this. They figure out how. No, that's not the button I wanted. I wanted the zoom button. Zoom, 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 zoom. Too much zoom. But they're gonna get the Helios warranty on page 1, and then from there, the second page is going to be your new tint job and what to expect, and it's going to talk about the drying time. Now, when you fill out the warranty form, because everybody does things different, there's some people that say that they don't make their customer wait to roll down the windows. There's other people that say they make them wait a week, and anywhere in between. So this, where it says 1 day, that's actually dynamic. So when you fill out the warranty form for your customer, that's going to ask you how many days to wait, and you put in a number 0 to 9. So if you put 0, it'll say that you don't roll your windows down for 0 days, but you can 1, 2, 5, doesn't matter, and then that's dynamic. But the rest of it is all pretty standard stuff. Is what you find on our website when you look under resources. So there's that. And then also, this is what the email will look like when they get it. It just says basically, dear, and this will be the customer's name. We hope this message finds you well. We wanted to extend our heartfelt thanks for choosing us to tint the windows of your, and this is whatever vehicle you tinted. And this is the dealer name. So your company name will be right here. So it'll be like at DW's window tinting. We're committed to providing our customers with the highest quality service, ensuring your utmost satisfaction. As a token of our appreciation, give you peace of mind. A link to your warranty card is below. This warranty serves as a promise to our quality and blah, blah, blah. There's the link right there that'll open up this warranty card. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or need further assistance. We look forward to serving you again in the future. Warm regards. And this will be your company's name right here. This will be your email address and your phone number. If they click reply on the email, that's going to reply to you. You notice this says Sun Distributing at, and then it's got some numbers and shit. And that's just the service that we use to send the email. So that's what creates that dynamic. But you see reply to, this is our email address, and that's the email address that I was logged in as. So if you have your email address and your name and everything all set, this is the information that will show up in their email. So it'll be basically a thank you email from you. And in the future, we'll probably also look into adding some dynamic links to provide links to suggest that they leave a review with a Google link so they can go leave a Google review for you. But that requires some more learning, and I wanted to get this up and operational, but we are constantly working on this, changing it, adding to it. Not just this, but other things. So yeah, there's that. Lots of cool things happening with this. And there's even more. So I don't know why that keeps doing that. Alex, you should adjust your something because you're like, you look so little.
Oh, I'm just slouching. I'm exhausted.
Stop slouching. God, you're such a sloucher. What's up, Joe? But yeah, so that's something that's going on good with that. Now, something I need to get off my chest. Because after all, that's what this is all about, anyways. I don't want to yell at anybody. I'm not trying to yell at anybody. But one thing that you guys might know is we offer computer cut. So let me go to Sun Distributing here. And here on Sun Distributing, we have SolarGuard stuff and we have computer cut. Now we offer a 30-day free trial. Anybody can do that. And we offer computer cut. Now, because I was able to broker a deal with SolarGuard to get their computer cut for you guys, as some of you guys might know, if you don't use SolarGuard window film, they charge you like $230 a month for just tint. And I can buy it for less than that because I resell it. And I pass that savings on to you guys. And one thing that happens every single month is we have to chase down people whose cards don't go through. So that's my complaint number one. Because it auto renews every month for you unless you cancel it. And if you cancel it, you need to kind of let us know that you canceled it. But on top of that, if your payment's not going to go through, I still get charged from computer cut. And so it creates a little bit of frenzy this time of the month, every month around here, because we get people sign up and then they forget they got a bill coming due and the money's not there for it. And most of the time it's just a simple make a phone call and them saying, "Oh, yeah, let me transfer some money over then so it'll go through." And I'm giving you guys a deep discount for the number one computer cutting software on the market because it is supposed to be all passive. Like I'm not supposed to have to do anything, but we spend hours once a month calling people, emailing people, trying to get a hold of people and get payment situated. So me and computer cut, because if I have to call computer cut, my options are pretty simple. I either cancel it, I can suspend it, and they'll give me a little bit of wiggle room, but it's difficult. And then the other thing is, so today we had one, and we got a hold of him, and he informs us, "Oh, I already switched to another service. I'm sorry, I needed to cancel that." Look, guys, I don't know how to break this to you, but we're in the adult world now, and I don't know. I don't know how to put it nicely. I don't know how to say it like gently, but you made a commitment to pay me monthly. I pay them monthly for you. I don't care if you don't get it. I don't care if you go to another company. That's cool as hell. I mean, try other things. That's super cool. But don't leave it on my plate to pay for your subscription when you're not going to use it anymore and you had every intentions in canceling it. It's pretty simple. You either go into your account and log in and click cancel, or just give us a phone call and say, "Hey, I don't want to do computer cut anymore." And just so you know, if you cancel it, you don't have to wait until the end of your month to cancel it either. You can call us up on like 10 days before, and we'll give you a call and we'll let you know. And if you cancel it, you don't have to wait until the end of your month to cancel it either. You can call us up on like 10 days before, and we'll give you a call and we'll let you know. And if you cancel it, you don't have to wait until the end of your month to cancel it either. You can call us up on like 10 days before, and we'll give you a call and we'll let you know. And if you cancel it, you don't have to wait until the end of your month to cancel it either. You can call us up on like 10 days before, and we'll give you a call and we'll let you know. And if you cancel it, you don't have to wait until the end of your month to cancel it either. You can call us up on like 10 days before, and we'll give you a call and we'll let you know. And if you cancel it, you don't have to wait until the end of your month to cancel it either. You can call us up on like 10 days before, and we'll give you a call and we'll let you know. And if you cancel it, you don't have to halfway through and be like, hey, I want to cancel that. Now they don't offer a prorate refund, so there's no money back on it to chase fucking rabbits. That's just ridiculous. And the other thing is, make sure the money's there every month. And if you can't afford it, I understand. Learn to hand cut. I hand cut for 20 freaking years. There's nothing wrong with hand cutting. And I'm not going to say, I see all these people saying, yeah, I can hand cut faster than anybody can cut with a plotter. I can promise you that I can hand cut just as fast as I can hand cut. And I can plotter cut just as fast as that. I've been using a plotter since 2003 and I'm pretty damn good at it. But you know what else I'm really damn good at? I'm really damn good at hand cutting. And I'm not going to say that one is faster than the other, because if you're proficient at either or, you're going to be good and fast at either or. But what I will tell you is when I'm plotter cutting, I take a hell of a lot less laps around a car. It's plain and simple. I go over to the plotter, I cut it out, I put the stuff on the board, I weed it. The only thing I walk over to the car for is either to install the film or shrink the back glass. And that's it. There's no running around the car cutting patterns, and I'm not leaving soapy water streaks down the side of a customer's car. I'm not having to have the debate on whether or not I'm going to use a Sharpie and cut it on a peel board, or if I'm going to cut it on the car, or how I'm going to, it really simplifies the process using a plotter. And that's why I like it. And if you do get overloaded and you just got more than you can handle, did you know that running a plotter, if the plotter's set up properly, it's a lot like running a printer, and you can teach just about anybody to run the plotter. So if you got somebody else helping out for next to no money an hour, they can run the plotter for you while you bust your ass getting the tint jobs done. So
you know what shocks me?
What?
You know what shocks me? The amount of people that run plotters that don't have a glass table.
Yeah. And I tip my hat to them. I've always had a glass table for my plotter. I just, I started out with a non-glass table and I realized that's awful hard to cut on. And then I found out it's not that expensive for a glass table. So then I went that route, and I've always went that route since. And,
trying to like cut and weed out patterns on a peel board is not easy. And like I can't even see my lines. Like I can't even see where it's plotted. I'm like, I gotta like change up the angle of my lighting. Like, oh, there it is. It's almost like cutting a back window, but for an already plotted pattern.
Well, I can tell you a secret about that, actually, because I don't even think about it, but it's really hard. And a lot of people will try to backlight their board or something, to create that. And I was that way in the beginning until one day I rubbed my hand over a cut line and realized I can feel it. Once you get that cut, if your plotter's cutting properly, then all of a sudden weeding is pretty simple. Finding the edges is pretty simple because you can just slide your hand over it and you'll feel that cut line, and then you just pinch the film right there in between, on both sides of the cut line, and it's going to bend and expose an edge to peel. And so that's pretty easy. But after you've been doing it like all day, every day for so long, you kind of start to see it because your mind just naturally knows the shape and the way everything's going to look. But I do definitely agree with Alex. It's so much easier on a table to see it because you got light coming straight down at it. It's not an angles game at that point.
And I like how it was set up before, where the table was just under the plotter, where the table would catch it.
Yeah, no. And so if you're going to do that, one trick is you're going to want to wax your table like on a pretty regular basis, because when it starts getting dry, it gets tacky. It'll also get staticky. And so when the table starts grabbing the film, then the film will start rolling up onto itself. And sometimes it'll pull the whole thing back in and bad things will happen. So you definitely want to, keep any moisture, and especially in the humid time of the year, you're going to want to keep it waxed really good so that it'll slide right across. Some people will use glass treatments. Some people do ceramic coating, but honestly, no matter what it is, because it's a constant friction thing of the film running back and forth across it, wax is your cheapest option. You can get a tub of turtle wax or, something really simple. You can use liquid wax too. Any kind of just a generic top coat wax sealant, and it works wonderfully. But when we started doing PPF and Brittany running these big long runs, PPF's too heavy to run that far on the table, and she'd run 60-inch rolls, and I have a 48-inch table, and it's a whole lot more money to buy a 60-inch by 8-foot piece of glass than it is a 4x8. So that's why we have a 4x8 table rather than a 60x8 table, because that extra 12 inches extra 24 inches is a lot. Wait, 48, 60, that's 12 inches.
Oh man, I am not coming to the reunion. I cannot afford it.
Yeah, it's a lot of,
Because we got 2 kids now, so we were gonna like if we were to go, we would rent a car to drive out there. And
Alex, you don't gotta explain yourself.
but like
Alex is a homeowner and he's got a whole ass family. He is the breadwinner in the house, and he's got some shit to work out this year so that he can figure out how to make next year great again. And that is, and what?
How to get these 17 acres in Colorado, because that
Oh,
would be
fuck yeah. Then next year he's going to be like, oh, so I'm not going to make it again, Tom, and I'm going to be in Colorado chopping down trees and building forts.
I'll be out there slinging film with Andrew.
There you go. Hell yeah.
With my Billy freaking Murray hat.
Oh yeah, and another thing I need to get off my chest. I always talk about how impatient tinners can be. And my international customers, they are so patient. But every now and again, we get this customer, and we got a customer out of Texas that he sends us an email today with a screenshot of his tracking. And it's quite obvious that UPS lost this shit like 3 months ago. And he's like, hey, can you tell me when to expect this? And I looked at it and I'm like, for real? And the worst part is we stopped carrying that product. So I'm like, just apologize to them, and let them know that, UPS done messed up, and they don't ever tell anybody when they mess up. So, we appreciate you reaching out. We're just going to have to refund the purchase. So we did that. And then we're like going to go make a claim through UPS, and I'll be damned, but UPS has got a 60-day limit. You can't make a claim after 60 days. And so it was only $28. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to go through the hassle and headache of reaching out to them, because it shows in their system that they never delivered it. They lost it, threw it in the garbage. I don't know what the fuck they did with it, but it's gone. And so, yeah, I'm like, I can't make a claim on it. So I guess the moral of the story is don't be too impatient with your suppliers, because sometimes things do happen. But I mean, if you haven't heard anything in a week or two, and they responded to our email with the tracking, every order that goes out, you receive tracking information. And they had the tracking information. I mean, that's the email they replied to ask us about it. And it's like, so you had the email, that they have the stuff in your town and never delivered it. So what do you suppose is up with that? But yeah, UPS, FedEx, USPS, it doesn't matter. Any of them lose a package, they do not tell anybody about it. It's just a thing. Although they claim they do. If you reach out to them and be like, hey, my shit's missing, I want to make a claim, it never got delivered, they'll initiate a claim for you and tell you they're going to reach out to us, and then they never do. It's a farce. So yeah.
That is very true, Rick. I can't tell you how many people order next day because they have a job tomorrow.
I've
Or
had people call me and be like halfway through a car and realize they just ran out of film, and they're like, "How soon can I get it?" I'm like, "Any way you slice it, UPS doesn't pick up till the end of the day, and no matter how fast you order it, it ain't going to be there till tomorrow." I mean, ooh,
or what about getting a different plotter software because they have a pattern that none of the other softwares have, and they don't wait until the customer's in the lobby to go install the program.
oh my God, yes, that happened. So that's another neat thing about Computer Cut's free trial. So you can get a 30-day free trial, unlimited. You get to use all the patterns that they have to offer, and you can cut them and everything for 30 days. And so all you got to do is there's a little bit of a process to do your sign up, but it is what it is, and the instructions come with it and everything. So this customer reaches out and he's like, "Does Computer Cut have Freightliner patterns?" And we're like, "I don't know. Let's look." "Yep, they sure do." "What year? What model?" "Okay, yep, they're here." "Okay, cool. Um, well, I use blah 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 right now, and they don't. What DigiCut or something? I don't know. Whatever, like the dirt cheap one was, and Alex is like, "Yeah, just download it and get it set up and everything. And when your customer comes in, you're free to use it until your trial expires." And this guy reaches out, and we're open Monday through Friday. He had a Saturday appointment with this customer, and he decides Saturday when the customer gets there that's when he's going to download and install this thing. So now you're on a weekend. You've got zero customer support.
Trying
And
to troubleshoot with me while I'm in the middle of my job. Like, did you watch the video?
he's like, "I'm trying."
And then can't hand cut on top of all of it.
Yeah. So, moral of the story, step one, learn to hand cut. I don't care if you can't afford a plotter and you can get everything. There is going to be situations where it isn't going to work out for you. And the last thing you want to do is send a customer down the road because you can't do their car. Even if you're not good at hand cutting, get the basic principles. Rick Tallman has some amazing videos on how to really simplify hand cutting. You use a Sharpie and a place to cut the film, and it is as simple as it gets. The only thing you have to learn and practice is cutting top edges. And I can promise any of you guys with enough effort and a very little amount of film can get good at top edges in one day. One day, if that's the only thing you have to practice, one day you can be good at cutting top edges. And the rest of the windows, you can use a Sharpie and a straight edge and cut the shit out of your patterns, and you'll be a window tinner. And if you can do that, then buy yourself a plotter, use the plotter. And if ever a situation like that occurs where you're in a pickle and your software isn't offering you the patterns or whatever, you can revert back to that thing you hate so much. But
my favorite Tallman video is him showing people how to lay the dot matrix on a late 90s Cavalier.
oh, the two-door?
Yeah, that video saved my life. And I think he shows it in two ways. I think what do you call it? The hot drop or whatever, the hot where you let it hang, you make sure that thing's real hot and dry, and then you just slam it up there. And then he does it with the glue stick.
Yeah, glue stick is like a real big go-to. And so we used to use school glue. We'd use the purple school glue in the bottle and squeeze it in there. And then I discovered these giant fat school glue sticks, and holy cow, you could just rub that all over there and squeegee that out. And Datrix is kind of a thing of the past. It doesn't really there's just not enough demand for it. We can't get Datrix anymore. We'll if that changes, we'll let you know, but it's looking like that's a discontinued product. So if you have it, charge for it and charge a lot for it.
Yeah, because I think what it's coming down to is the manufacturer is refusing to do roll downs of it, which is like, it comes pre-rolled down. They're saying that they have to buy the master roll and roll it down themselves and then cut it themselves, and then there's going to be a price increase on top of all of it, and it's
and
just
it's already
becoming a
expensive.
lot. Yeah, so
But it at that point it just becomes too much for anybody to want to deal with. So if you insist on Dotrix being the solution, which Dotrix is an amazing solution, you can use a cast vinyl, use a good quality cast vinyl, and not none of that air egress wrap shit. Get you a good cast black vinyl, and it's actually going to be cheaper. It won't work quite as well as Dotrix. It's going to come with a paper back, so you want to be careful not to get the backing wet. But aside from that, um, you can use that. So
but the thing is that they are willing to continue Dotrix, but they have to have enough people earmarked per year to continue to carry it, but they're not even reaching out to people to grab those earmarks. So those
yeah, no, I
they're
mean the bottom line is they don't sell. It's Film and Final Designs who actually produce the Dotrix, and then one of those suppliers, wholesale suppliers, pretty much buys all of it and sells
I
it
mean,
to all of us distributors.
I feel like
And
there's enough distributors out there that if they were to call up Film and Vinyl Designs and be like, "Yo,
Alex, we all buy from the same source. That one source is who needs to commit. If all of us commit what we bought last year, we're going to commit the same as what GDI would commit, and it's not enough. The manufacturer is basically like, it's not worth our time. And so we can't commit enough, and all of us different, there's just not enough demand for it. There's not enough cars out there that require it anymore. If this was the mid 90s, hell yeah, that's when it was born. That's when it was hot. But I mean, how many current cars do you need it for right now?
I can't think of one."
It's a thing of the past. It's just we need to accept that it's going to go bye-bye. And I mean, we do sell our fair share of it. At least wise, it feels like our fair share from us, but from the manufacturers. And how big of a roll did they say that? Like 10,000 feet or something?
Something, I don't remember. It was a lot.
And then on top of that, remember the rolls come 16 inches, but their master rolls are just like window films, 60 or 72 inches or something like that. So whatever divides evenly into maybe 54, I don't know, 16 times however many is whatever they get out of it, that many rolls, and then they're 50 feet. So that's just a ton of commitment, and they're requiring so much. And yeah, if anybody's got any left, you should probably get them. We've been out. We can't get any more. That's
2 years from now, you can auction it.
hell yeah. Put that shit on the shelf, and Tinners for a Cause will do some sort of a thing for somebody, and you'll be like, hey, I got a brand new roll of Dotrix.
And then the next beat up 90s car that comes to you, you can charge lots and lots of money because you have to use the Dotrix.
I don't know if the tint shop ever raised the price, but we were charging $50 a car to do Dotrix. So, and we actually made a nice little poster and framed it and put it on the wall that shows these are cars without Dotrix, these are cars with Dotrix, to give customers an idea of their option. Like, this is a $50 option. You don't have to take it. And we sold a lot of Dotrix, but there's just not a lot of cars that require it anymore. Well, Matt, you didn't miss anything. Well, you missed all of it. So, I mean, there's that. But I don't know. Cars that require Datrix is a pain in the ass. Anything because you gotta cut it ahead of time, and then you gotta put it on, and you gotta use a soft rubber squeegee, but you don't want to push too hard because you don't want to push all the water out. Because if you push all the water out, it'll pull back up before it's sticky. So you lightly do it so that it's solid black, and when it dries, it just sucks the Datrix up between, and it stays black and beautiful. But Dave, it's a pain in the dick. It is positioning it because you can't, like window tint, you can put it up there and position it and slide it. Well, Datrix and dots are porous and shit don't slide on dots. And that's the only thing you're placing the Datrix on is the dots. So you almost have to kind of like put it up there, and then you'll peel it down and move it and adjust it. And once you finally get it right, then you'll peel half of it down and spray it real good, put it back up, peel the other half down, spray it real good, put it back up, and then gently and evenly squeegee it out so it lays down nice and good. And yeah, $125 a roll. I don't know who that is. I might need to answer that. Hold on.
Okay. He said Corvette, Acura RSX, Mustangs, Hondas, a lot of stuff has it that I still see. Shop I worked with used black vinyl way back 10 plus years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard lots. I've never personally used black vinyl. I just know that Datrix is a real thin with a very aggressive adhesive, and so like you don't want to use cast vinyl. Cast vinyl is cheaper, but it's thicker and it's stiffer. So you want to use calendar vinyl. It's about half the thickness of cast or calendar. You want to use cast vinyl. It's about half the thickness is calendared vinyl, and it's a whole lot more pliable. So it'll conform a lot better, and it's got a much clearer adhesive on it. So cast vinyl or calendar vinyl in black, if you ever put it on a window, you'll see on the other side it's got like this hazy look to it. So black isn't black. And calendar vinyl or cast vinyl is a lot clearer. So on the inside of a window, you'll see that it's still black. It's not got that hazy look to it. So there's that. I'll look at Dave with his big long list of cars nobody wants to tint anyway. But school glue still will work. Now, the thing that I found with school glue is don't give it a lifetime warranty. It is going to, after a few years, it's going to start breaking down. There is no UV inhibitors in school glue. So over time in the sun, it is going to start separating from the glass. And when it does, it's going to start turning white. Most customers aren't going to notice it, but every now and again, just understand that it could come in. And if it does, you're going to have to cut that section of the tin out and do another one. You won't have to redo the whole window, just that section. Or you can redo the whole window, but ain't nobody trying to strip a whole back glass over some dots. But that's why we stopped using school glue, because, you see one after about 3 years, and that's in the Michigan sun. We get some intense sun up here, but only for maybe a month or two a year. So I can just imagine down south how intense it can get. Well, like I said, most customers either one won't keep the car long enough, or two, they don't notice it. A customer looks at his car freshly tinted when it's first tinted, and after that, they don't notice shit. To give you an idea, when I first learned about seatbelt nicks and door windows, it was a garage manager of mine that was explaining it to the customer, and I thought, wow, that's intriguing. And it was that day after work when I got in my car and I looked over on my door, and I probably had 30 or 40 of those little holes in my fucking tent. And I had no idea that they were there right up until I learned about it, and I looked and I was like, oh shit. And it was bad. It was like, holy wow. But yeah. So there's that. So don't panic about dots. But dots suck. What else?
I love
Anything
South
else?
Carolina. I think South Carolina is one of my most favorite states.
Yeah. Why?
It's just I think the weather's perfect there. It's not like super hot like Georgia and Florida, but it's like just hot enough to be better than here.
And the winters are a lot more mild, and they almost never get a hurricane. But when they do,
Brace yourself.
just go west.
Sometimes the hurricanes come from the west.
Well, not
Through
much.
Alabama and Mississippi, and then bam, South Carolina.
Yeah, but by the time they get to you, it's just an ugly rainstorm. You can handle that. It's when they come off the coast, but that doesn't happen too often.
Off of Mexico is getting a nice little rain right now, I think.
Martin's like, I just bought one from 44 Tools.
Yeah. I just seen a lady got hit by a police truck in Myrtle Beach. She was just laying in the sand. She got ran over.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, the cop was just not paying attention, I guess.
Letting his wife know when he was going to be off work. Well,
I
those
love
plans
Myrtle Beach.
changed.
You know what the funny thing about Myrtle Beach is? You ever been to Frankenmuth? And they got those they got that outside like little shopping mall with the fudge store and the hot sauce shop and like custom like dog whatevers. They have the exact same store set up with all the same exact stores and that little thing as Myrtle Beach. I'm like, wow. So they're cookie cutter.
Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah, so my favorite hot sauce store is in Frankenmuth, but it's also in Myrtle Beach. Just like how the Opryland Mall is a cookie cutter duplicate of Great Lakes Crossing. Yeah, the outlets.
Wow.
Yep. So if you ever go to outside of Nashville and you go to the Opryland Mall and you walk in, and you're like, wow, this is awfully familiar. Now you know why. It's crazy, Matt. Like it feels like nothing's original anymore. I think everything is just
I'm beginning to think that nothing was ever original.
copycat malls. Is it like that in Puerto Rico?
Probably.
I want to go to Puerto Rico. I don't think we need a passport to go there.
I don't know.
And I think UPS is dumb because they require those export papers.
Yeah, I know.
Which I don't get because if I can go there without a passport, then why do you need this to mail things there?
Can you go there without a passport?
Yeah.
Oh. It says, as of May 28th, 2024, U.S. citizens and permanent residents do not need a passport to travel to Puerto Rico. You mean before that you did?
No, I don't think you did, but there was that brief period where they were trying to do that, like, you know how you got that special like ID now with
Yeah.
I think you needed one of those. And then you can also fly to Guam, but the problem with Guam is unless you pay for the really, really expensive one-way flight, you're going to need a passport to stop at one of those.
because of the layovers. Yeah. Yep, that'll make the difference.
And it's weird though. Guam is weird because I think Guam is technically closer to Australia than they are to us. So it's like at that point, like, you might as well just go to Australia.
Yeah, why we owning these properties so far away from home?
Navy bases.
Holy cow, that is a storm heading in your direction. Is it named yet? Right now, it looks like they're projecting its path to hit Savannah pretty dead on. I'm going to clip Charleston just south of Myrtle Beach. Obviously, that could change. Yeah, that's interesting. There's a lot going on in the Gulf of Mexico, too.
Yeah, Houston's about to get fucking hammered.
Looks like Mexico's about to get hammered, too. Depends on how it
Looks like
moves and swirls.
Honestly, it looks like it's going straight for Corpus Christi. Oh man. I don't know. Gulf of Mexico seems scary.
There's a lot going on in the south right now, but we are having ourselves a heck of a heat wave. Look at that line of storms to our west coming into Minnesota right now. That could get ugly. I mean, it ain't going to hit us because we're in this magical zone that things don't happen bad here.
Well, it looks like that storm in the Gulf, it looks like it's splitting and some of it's going south and then the rest of it's going north. And it looks like that
Yeah,
might actually hit us. If it catches that wind coming off the Rockies just enough as it like passes mid country, it might hook over and come back to us.
looks like a lot of the United States is on fire again, too.
Oh, really?
Oh, Canada's got a lot of fire going on, too. Not as much as they did last year. A
Looks
lot of
like a lot of
ugliness.
Mexico's on fire.
Oh, I think my weather app isn't reporting Mexican fires because it doesn't show any in Mexico. Yeah, but guess what, guys? It is that time again. It's 5 o'clock on the button. So, did Cali get their fire out? It doesn't look like. I mean, I guess it just depends on which part of Cali because they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 fire indicators running up along the west side of the mountain range. So, yeah.
It doesn't look nearly as bad as it did last year when that whole Quebec thing was going on. I felt like everything was on fire at that point.
Yeah, but it's only June right now. So I mean, we're getting a week in the 90s and it's June. That's
What was like really shocking to me was like parts of Alaska that was touching the Arctic Ocean was on fire. I was like, that's kind of crazy. Like I
yeah,
never knew that was a thing out that way.
damn smokers.
But you have a good one too, Matt. Bye everybody.
Yeah, we will see you on the flip side. One